Hello, Carol. This is Hannah Berry, and this is vLog for Chapter 8. I will be answering the question about when I think about my favorite teachers, what do I recall about their ethical habits or their principles? I will use the example of Mr. King. He was my government teacher for senior year. His everyday ethics of teaching. One example would be he always provided a great example. He was always very friendly, open, and he was really excited, enthusiastic about his subjects. But sometimes he'd be very serious about different subjects, and these are mostly just life lessons that he would tell us, just stories about his life. But I think we learned as students, not just me, but everyone in the class, the most ethically wise, from these serious stories. An example would be when he was in the army, he had to get a shot, and he told us that these shots were air powered. So the shot was compressed in air and it would just shoot into your arm. And he said the guy in front of him, the doctors there told them not to flinch or move a muscle as you're getting the shot. But the guy in front of him, he flinched and his whole entire arm was ripped almost to shreds. And he was a little nervous, but he went through it and he was okay. He got the shot. Nothing bad happened because he didn't flinch. But the thing that he taught us kind of subconsciously was that you need to be tough and you need to face your fears no matter what, because life is going to give you a lot of challenges and you need to face them. Another example would be another one from when he was in the army. He was trying to get across the idea of reality and making tough decisions. He gave an example of when he asked this little girl, she was tiny, in our class, if he was wounded and shot in combat, would she go and pick him up and try to drag him out, even though it was physically impossible? He told her, the class was kind of just laughing about it, but it was a serious subject. He said that you shouldn't do that. You should just leave me there and go save yourself, because that's more important. And what I think he was trying to teach us was that we need to face reality and make hard decisions in life, even if it's not as extreme as that story or that example. He also created a beneficial classroom environment by treating us equally and really fairly. An example would be he never ridiculed, he never cursed in class, he never bullied students, and he made every student feel appreciated. An example of that was one day, it was like probably within the first week of class, he pointed out my U of I lanyard, and he gave me this approving smile, and he said, "Oh, that is the best lanyard ever," and it kind of made me feel, special, even if it was brief. And it was funny though, and it made me feel it made me want to look forward to that class and appreciate him as a teacher. An example of his reasoning, a short story, let's see if I can shorten this up. There was a fight outside of class. I wasn't a student at the time, but my sister was. And his reasoning was to go up and there were two boys. He grabbed the two boys, pulled them apart, and just kind of pulled them like off to the side with either hand. And his reasoning for that, to be kind of violent and aggressive when it comes to fighting, I agree with, because I think that's the best way to deal with that sort of situation. And just to kind of physically take them apart. And I believe there was some yelling, even though I wasn't there, and I only saw a brief video of it. But I agree with him pulling them apart because they needed to be separated. Overall, I think Mr. King, his ethics as a teacher, he mostly tried to prepare students for life rather than teach them about government, the actual subject. Though we did do some assignments. I mean, I will grant that we did learn about government and we did have tests and assignments in class, but I really liked his empathy and knowledge about how to ethically relate to people and to teach them subconsciously through ethics, and all his stories that he gave us were were really helpful for real life, and I think that really helped me to figure out some things in life randomly, but it still helped. And the way that he can teach you through ethics, I think it was really great, and it helped me out a lot. But there is my vlog for chapter 8. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.